There's a couple new gaming news stories we got to talk about today, starting with a big gameplay leak that just hit an upcoming 2022 Smash Bros style fighting game, and it has my interest peaked, so we got to talk about it. Then the big talking point for today's video has to do with what I would call my 2021 Nintendo Switch Game of the Year, a brand new update that just went live, and a conversation around whether or not you should pick up this game and why, if you haven't played it, now may be the perfect time to hop in and check it out. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we got a couple different stories to go over here today, and we have to kick it off with a conversation around Warner Brothers' upcoming Smash Bros. Clone style game. This is known as Multiverses, and the reason I am interested in this title is, one, obviously, I've been a Smash Bros. Fan my entire life. I definitely think it is a hard formula to pull off correctly, and I will have my eyes and ears on this game as we get closer to its release to see how the gameplay really looks and feels, because something about the love and care and the next level development that is put into Smash Bros specifically makes all of the competitors that try to do the same thing really just fall short, in my opinion, as I really haven't played anything I've enjoyed even close to the level of Smash Bros up to this point in time, with some notable good attempts. Most recently, like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls is a quality title and plays very nicely, but I still find myself defaulting back to Smash Bros, other than if for some reason I have friends over that have a ton of nostalgia for SpongeBob and Nickelodeon style characters, then maybe we'll boot up that instead. But when it comes to gameplay, Smash Bros has always remained king. That said, Warner Brothers is getting into this in a big way with Multiverses, and it's going to offer some very unique character combinations where you can have Shaggy from Scooby-Doo fighting Batman, and that's a pretty cool thing in my opinion. So I am very hopeful that when this game does drop in 2022, that it is top-notch quality and as close to a Smash Bros like experience as you can get with these interesting character combinations that we have to look forward to. And the reason it is in the news today is because there has been a very big gameplay leak that went live, basically showing off 5 minutes of different footage that we had not seen up to this point in time. I won't have that footage on screen, but it is very easy to find online right now if you guys are interested in it. And I want to quickly hop over to VGC to break down the article where most likely how this happened, and also a discussion around what's been uncovered since the gameplay has been spotted online. So let's quickly read through this article together. 5 minutes of Multiverses gameplay footage has leaked. Warner recently held a tech test for the crossover fighting game. 5 minutes of Multiverses gameplay footage has leaked online. The gameplay, which is viewable below, was presumably taken from a recent tech test for Warner's upcoming crossover fighting game. Participants were given the chance to go hands-on with the title between February 25th and March 7th. Those interested in taking part in future tests can register here. Following several leaks, Multiverses was officially announced in November 2021. It's a free-to-play Smash Bros. Style fighting game featuring a variety of Warner characters, each offering their own special abilities. Set for release on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC with full crossplay support, its main focus is 2 vs 2 fighting, but will also support 1 vs 1 fights and a 4-player free-for-all mode. Characters confirmed so far include Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs Bunny, Arya Stark, Tom and Jerry, Jake the Dog, Finn the Human, Steven Universe, Garnet, and Rain Dog, an original fighter. Following the recent tech test, Multiverses fans claim to have uncovered several unannounced characters set to appear in the game. They reportedly uncovered nearly 2 hours of voice lines, heavily implying that the Tasmanian Devil, Marvin the Martian, LeBron James, Raven from DC Comics Teen Titans, and the Iron Giant will appear as playable fighters. So I did get a chance to look at the leaked gameplay footage myself online, and it's got one annoying thing where it's got some kind of filter over there, or it didn't capture the entire screen for some reason, so it's hard to see some parts of what actually goes on. But one thing that did stick out to me is, of course, we know it's a Smash style fighter, that's a given, but they actually chose to put the percentage counter that goes with the fighter to show how damaged you are, similar to Smash Bros. They chose to attach that to the character itself, which is very weird when you see it move around and the damage percentage is flying with them. That kind of distracted me from what was going on with the characters, but it may not be a big deal for other users, and hopefully there's a way to turn that off in the settings. But I will keep my eyes on this game. There's one major issue with it, and that's that they're not bringing it to the Nintendo Switch, at least not at this point in time. It has full crossplay support. How cool would it be to hop online with buddies that you have that own PS5s, PS4s, Xbox Series X and S's, or even Xbox Ones and PCs, and be able to be a part of that community, but on the Nintendo Switch? And I also think WB is missing probably probably their biggest demographic, as you know that the Smash player base that is prominent on the Nintendo Switch, because Smash Bros has always been a Nintendo franchise, would probably be the most likely group of people to hop in and check out this game, especially considering that it's free to play. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of paid characters and upgrades and skins and things that you can pay for in the game, but you can actually just check it out and see if you enjoy it and see if you enjoy the online play and all the various gameplay modes they have completely for free. And I just think that's a huge miss for them not to throw this game on the Switch at day and date. I'm hopeful we'll get a port at some point in the future. Maybe it's something that they are working on behind the scenes, but it's something that they're not ready to show off yet, if there has to be more technical work done to get it running on Switch hardware. But I definitely think that they have to bring it over at some point. Otherwise, they may be setting themselves up to fail if they don't tap into any of the Nintendo user base out there, with over 100 million strong on the Switch family of systems. So I'm hopeful we'll see it ported to the Switch in the future. I definitely am excited to check out some of these unique character combinations and battles. Make sure you guys share with me in the comments down below what you think of the game based off what you've seen so far, whether or not you're interested in Smash Bros style clone games, or if you just want the next Smash to be announced and being worked on. And we still don't know what the status of that is, to be fair. We have no clue if Smash Ultimate really was the last iteration of Smash Bros, or if Sakurai is secretly planning a ultimate Smash Bros on the Switch 2, or whatever the next gen version of the Switch really is. So I want to hear from you guys on all things in Smash Bros style fighting games, and your thoughts on multiverses and whether or not you're going to check it out at release in the comments down below. Now, the other story we're talking about today has to do with, again, what I would call my 2021 Nintendo Switch Game of the Year. This is Metroid Dread, and I'm saying that as a Zelda fan that also played through Skyward Sword HD on the Switch and completely enjoyed that, and that's definitely a close second. But I will absolutely tell you guys that Metroid Dread was an over-the-top, super enjoyable from start to finish gameplay experience for me, and the game just got a massive update that has me very hyped to hop back into it and check it out. And I want to have a broad discussion around exactly what has been changed in this update, and also discuss what kind of gameplay experience this is, in case if anybody did pass up on this game the first time around. And so to quickly go over the update details together, let's quickly hop back to VGC, where they have an article typed up with exactly what went live on the Nintendo Switch for Metroid Dread today. Metroid Dread's latest update has added boss rush modes. Version 1.2 includes 3 separate variations on the boss rush concept. Nintendo has released a new update for Metroid Dread, which adds 3 boss rush modes. The free update, which brings the game to version 2.1.0, adds a standard boss rush mode and 2 harder variations. The standard boss rush mode, which is unlocked once the main game has been cleared, consists of 12 boss fights, one after the other, and players are tasked with trying to beat them all in the quickest time possible. Any damage players receive is carried into the next fight, but weapons are fully restored between bosses. Players can also retry a boss if they die, but they'll get a time penalty doing so. As well as the main boss rush mode, there is a Dread Rush mode, which is unlocked when players complete the harder Dread mode, which was made available in the last free update. Dread Rush is the same as Boss Rush, but if Samus takes a single hit, she dies. Meanwhile, Survival Rush, which is unlocked when the player beats either Boss Rush or Dread Rush, has the player trying to defeat as many bosses as they can within 5 minutes, with extra time being added on each time a boss is defeated. The Boss Rush update follows a previous update in February, which added 2 new difficulty modes, Dread and Rookie. So this is an exciting one for me for a couple different reasons. One, because it is a completely free update. You don't have to pay anything for it, and you get new game modes. And 2, it's going to give me a reason to go back to what I call my 2021 Game of the Year, and I just can't recommend this game enough. I believe there's still a free demo out on the eShop. I don't think they ever pulled that down. So if you guys aren't sure about this game, at least check out the demo and see if it's for you or not. The one thing I will say, and I'm not crazy enough to do Dread mode, and definitely not Dread Rush mode, but this is a game that packs a challenge. Luckily, and I have not checked out this mode, for people who don't want it so hardcore, this was not available when I played through it, but there is now a rookie mode on there, where if it is your first time in a Metroid game, or you just find this one particularly hard, and especially if you're not used to the fast action 2D platforming that you need to do in addition to firing off shots strategically and then using like the parry abilities and things and the slide mechanics, like there is a lot going on in this game. So I do think it's one of those things that, while I'm not typically a fan of difficulty modes, if there are people who want to experience the game but we're not a fan of the hardcore challenge, maybe you checked out the demo before the difficulty update hit, you should at least hop back in and see if you can have some fun with this game, because I'm telling you, the exploration, the puzzles that you come across, the boss fights, the cutscenes, this is not any just indie style 2D Metroidvania game. This is the pinnacle of what Metroidvania means and why it got a genre named after itself to begin with. And I just think it is a must-own title for Nintendo Switch owners out there. It's not going to be for everybody, and if it's not your style of game, that's fine, but I would at least recommend to check out the demo, and hopefully they have rookie mode enabled on that if you're not a fan of the hardcore difficulty that the game has to offer. But if you get past that initial learning curve and you dive into the deep end of the game, you will have fun with this title. It is just one of those true classics in my opinion, and definitely one of my favorite Metroid games of all time, which is saying something because Metroid Prime 1 has always remained my favorite Metroid experience of all time, period. Over the years, I just have the most nostalgia for that one, and I personally love the transition of Samus into the 3D world that Retro created with that, and for some reason, start to finish on that game, I enjoyed that one thoroughly, even far more than Prime 2 and 3, which I also think are incredible games. And I'm putting Metroid Dread very close up in my personal ranking to the level of fun that I had diving into this 2D action side scroller, which has plenty of 3D cutscenes, by the way. Like, you're gonna have a lot of really cool transitional cutscenes. I think it's like probably the best done 2D game out there, and Mercury Steam definitely hit it out of the park with delivering this style of a game in the year of 2021. And so for me, being a huge Metroid fan and loving the series through and through, and putting Dread probably in the number 2 spot as my favorite Metroid game of all time, I'm just telling you that this is one that you may need to give a second look to if you haven't done it already. And hopefully we're going to be talking about this being the very best-selling Metroid game ever in franchise history in the upcoming months once we see Nintendo's latest financial briefing meeting actually hit. And hopefully that means nothing but good things for the future of the Metroid franchise on Nintendo consoles, and hopefully we get that long rumored and awaited Metroid Prime 1 or Prime Trilogy HD remake on the Switch, and maybe at the next Summer Direct, if we're extremely lucky, we get some kind of glimpse of the world or gameplay that Metroid Prime 4 will have to offer, because clearly that has been a long time coming for us fans out there. So, but at this point in the video, guys, I want to hear from you personally on both the stories we talked about today. Definitely let me know your initial thoughts and feelings on Multiverses now that we have the new gameplay leak that happened, and let me know if you think we're getting a Nintendo Switch version one day, and if you do own other platforms, let me know if you're planning on picking it up, as of course it is a free-to-play title to at least check out. And definitely let me know your thoughts and feelings on this latest Metroid Dread update, the fact that it's free, if you're going to be either picking this game up for the first time, or if you're someone like me who's already beat the game, is this the reason that you can actually hop back into the game and have some fun with it? But regardless of your thoughts and feelings on the stories we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Make sure you check out yesterday's video if you haven't already, where we discussed Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, the newest N64 game that was just announced to be added to the service next, and a broad discussion around what future N64 games we can expect from the expansion pack going forward. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.